Paano yun? Atheist ako. Isa yan sa mga pinaka-intimidating lines na pwede nating marinig when sharing the gospel. Pero, kailangan ba talaga natin ma-intimidate at matakot pag narinig natin ito? Well, let's find out. First, the mere fact na sinabi sa'yo ng kausap mo ang belief niya is a good thing. At least ngayon, alam mo na that you can't go with the generic way of sharing the good news, like the 4 laws or the Romans Road. Bakit? Dahil ngayon, alam mo na magkaiba kayo ng framework o pinanggagalingan sa conversation na ito. So, you telling them that God loves them and has a plan for their life is good. It may even touch their hearts. But for some reason, there are real barriers that needs to be addressed first. Second, knowing that fact about them then opens up a dialogue. You can tell the person, "Salamat for sharing to me that truth." Pwede ko ba itanong what led you to be an atheist? Now, here's the catch. You don't need to answer back. You only need to listen. For example, they can say, atheist ako kasi I find contradictions in the Bible. From there, you can probe a bit more. Friend, okay lang bang sabihan mo pa ako? Ano ba yung parts ng Bible na sa tingin mo nagko-contradict? Now here, you'll probably be able to distinguish someone who is willing to listen or the person who won't change their mind regardless of what you say. Depending on how the previous conversation turns out, here's what you and I can do. First, if they say, I don't need to tell you kung ano yun, then alam mo na that the person isn't open to a dialogue. If you have a gospel tract to spare, then write down your name and your contact number and tell them to reach out to you if they change their mind. At least in that way, alam nila that someone is available for that kind of conversation. Second, if they lay down the reasons, then you can do either of the two things. First, you can ask if they're free right now to discuss those issues. Pero, do this when you're relatively confident about your ability to answer. Kung hindi, then you can thank them for their honesty and tell them that you're intrigued by these questions. And though you don't have the answers right now, you'll get back to them, either with a response or a person who can help them out. Mapa-atheist man yan o hindi, lahat tayo ay sinners. We all have fallen short of God's standard. So eventually, you will still need to share the gospel in a clear and concise manner. But for sincere questions that hinder belief, we owe it to others to be that helping hand and listening ear, giving a chance for that person to have a gospel conversation that will ultimately impact their eternity. Finally, Jesus calls all men to himself. He calls both the lukewarm Christians and the atheists to himself, all the same. Kung ang puso mo at ang puso ko ay nabago ni Jesus, and our minds even were enlightened to the truth, He can do the same for anyone as well, even to your atheist family and friends.